I am a very excited new member of the ORU community, and over the past few years I've heard from some incredible experts talking about finance and money and how the world's changing in social and technology. And today I'm really excited to be sitting down with the founder of ORU and everything that they've been doing to create this community that is trying to change the world, but not by starting with this grandiose idea that we need to change everything. It starts with you, and it starts with me. People just like us who are out there using the ORU Visa debit card, the prepaid debit card, who are out there interacting as a part of the community. And I wanted to learn more about what it's like to be in this ORU community, what it's like to be a member, what the member benefits are, and how we are changing the world one person at a time. And again, I'm here with the founder, Nick VandenBrekel. What's going on, my friend? How are you doing?
Very nice to be here, and that was a heck of an intro. I'll tell you what, we got to do this more often.
I know, we do, and I'm excited that we're here today. And how did we get to here today? Like, why are we even having this discussion in the first place?
That's a great question. It's a great question to ask, and it has everything to do where society is today. Not just in the United States, but globally. When you're looking at how people are engaged with other people. Yeah. And clearly, there's a huge shift between what is really the baby boom generation, you know, the people who came up in the computer revolution, if you will, right, and the current generation of millennials and younger people who grew up with smartphones and computers and tablets.
We got this everywhere we go.
Everywhere,
it's attached to us.
As a matter of fact, in our travels, you go to countries where the infrastructure and the local economy really would be considered third world. Yeah. Living circumstances and the circumstances of how people just try to survive, but they all have smartphones. Yeah. It's absolutely amazing. So everybody's connected. Yeah. And because of this connection, you have these platforms, social platforms like Facebook, you know, Instagram, anything that can be done with a smartphone to stay connected. Right. And it creates this environment where everybody is always connected to somebody else. Yeah. And what's interesting about that is the amount of time that people spend being occupied or preoccupied with these activities. And you could almost say how much productivity is lost, right, you know, by doing that. Well, and productivity not just from an employer or a job, but productivity from being present with your family or being present with your kids when you're, exactly. You know, I mean, it's just productivity in general. And as you know, a lot of this stuff is very addicting. Totally. You know, it's addictive to always wait for that next notification or to see if something that you've done is liked by you know, somebody else. Yeah. And then if for some reason, whatever it is you've done is not accepted positively by somebody else, now you feel bad about yourself. Yeah, I'm a failure because I only got 16 likes. Yeah. So now you have to remedy that, and all of a sudden you spend another 2 hours on there. Yeah. Now what's interesting, and I think this is an important point to understand about this current generation, for a long time, and a good example would be video gaming. Mm-hmm. You know, I don't know if you remember this, but you know, maybe I'm aging myself here a little bit, but remember those days where you would play these new video games, the Nintendo and whatever was out there, and your parents would say, you know, listen, you know, stop playing these video games. You know, it's a waste of time, and you're going to just throw your life away. You're going to be a couch potato. Right. Which at the time probably made sense. Of course. You know, you can't say that anymore. Gaming is one of the most prolifically profitable industries, activities in the world today. And now there's professional video game players. It's crazy. They fill stadiums. Right. You know, they fill watch people play video games. Watch people play video games. Yeah. It's absolutely mind-boggling. So the notion of put your smartphone away, put your tablet away, don't do this because somehow it doesn't mesh with your rationale of what people should be, you know, occupying themselves with. So the issue then becomes, how do you do that? Why would you do that? And you're not going to take a smartphone or current technology away from a person who grew up with it. Right. Well, I don't think our time spent on the devices is going to shrink. It's only going to. It's going to get bigger. It's going to increase. Yes. This thing, I don't know if they can see it on the camera, but the laptop is gone. You know. It's going to be. Everything's going to happen right there on your device. Smarter, small smartphone platforms. Right now at the Consumer Electronics Show in Las Vegas, they're introducing things that, you know, between Samsung and Apple and some of the other manufacturers, some of the things that are just amazing. Foldable screens that you can just put in your pocket, but they have to be just available to you. So you have a generation that wants to modify the behavior of the current generation.
Right.
And that's not going to happen.
It's not.
Yeah, and so what do you do with that? Well, now you get into something that's very complex because you are dealing with an economy. You are dealing with jobs. And at the same time, we're seeing that things like automation becoming much more efficient. And we all know that that is going to take jobs away. Robotics. All of these things are right in line with the progress and evolution of technology. However, like we said earlier, when you are taking this productivity of you being involved in these networks, but you're not getting anything in return.
Right.
What do you do with that when an enormous amount of your time is occupied on somebody else's network, and they certainly profit from it? You know, we're not going to talk about you-know-who's here, but the thing is that they take your time and they monetize your time for their own benefit.
So let's talk about that for a second, because I don't want that to be lost on anyone. Is so when you're on one of these networks, doesn't matter which one it is, and you're posting about, you know, what you had for breakfast, you're posting about a restaurant you just went to, a movie you just saw, whatever it is, your only reward is ego or the dopamine hit that you get that I posted it and you liked it and the camera guy liked it and whoever else liked it. But the platform is actually making money on that because they're able to sell advertising against it. They're able to sell. I don't benefit from it at all except for my ego, whether it gets bruised or improved.
Which, by the way, is an interesting concept here, because if you are, let's say, quite eloquent in giving that review of that restaurant that you liked, or whatever reference you gave to something that you visited, that can make you quite popular.
Right.
You can have followers. You
can have influence,
people, but guess what? Still doesn't do anything.
Still doesn't do anything for me. Yeah.
Or at best, you become somewhat of an influencer.
Yeah.
Right? And then you're the one that is monetizing the time of the people who follow you.
Right.
And that doesn't really not that helpful either.
No.
It'd be helpful for you.
If I'm the influencer. Yeah. But
so that's a big deal.
Yeah.
It's a very, very big deal.
So what do we do about that? And this is a problem that you saw, right, firsthand. You saw all these people spending so much time, hours and hours of their time every day on these platforms, building the platforms, but getting not much in return. And you wanted to do something about this.
I did. So we are really just a group of technicians and technologists. We've been involved in technology for 30 plus years in every possible vertical that you can imagine.
Yeah.
So we have seen the development and the evolution of these platforms because we've been involved in them. We've written the software. We have built the microprocessors. We've created the technology that embodies the activities that people are constantly involved in. And looking at these social platforms, I thought, and what I saw coming years ago was that there will be a time where so many people are involved in these networks, and it is so single-sided that ultimately you just have these monopolistic networks, and you have countless people that are getting no benefit in a world that is rapidly changing towards including artificial reality and augmented reality and automation. So I thought, what if we take the best of these social interactions and we create a network that has all these benefits? And to kind of explain the benefits, things you already do every day. So whether you go and get your coffee, whether you go travel, whether you communicate, whether you socially post something, buy something, sell something, trade something. All these things you already do. Let's call that your transactional behavior. It's what you do. Everybody does that. It's your routine.
Right.
So what if we have a network that offers you all of these routines? So we have a chat platform. We have a social platform. We have a buying and a selling and a trading platform. We have a payment system. We have a Visa card. So everything you're already used to. So we're not trying to change you.
Right.
You're already doing this. But now we're throwing a twist at it. If you do that on our network, we're going to pay you for it. Just
doing the same things I already do.
We're going to pay you.
I'm going to go to the coffee shop. I'm going to get my $3 latte, maybe $5 latte if you're in LA or somewhere. I'm now going to get rewarded for that. And not like a traditional just rewards credit card, right? That's not what we're talking about here.
No, we're talking about you're actually getting money. And the reason why this is important is because we were thinking about what would happen if we create a network where for the first time ever we actually reward people for their participation. And that participation is really up to you, isn't it?
Right.
You could say, we look at this network and I just like to travel. Well, you have ORU Travel. So you may book your travel and that may be all you do. But we still reward you. You may not like to travel, but maybe you like to use ORU Social, which is our social platform. And you stay in touch with your followers, with, very similar to some of these other networks. That's participation.
Yeah.
We reward you for it. So whether you use some of it or all of it, we reward you.
So let's talk about membership. This is big, right? So I think there's a lot of baby boomers, seniors out there. Maybe they're like accustomed to a membership like an AARP that's out there right now. Maybe younger people are in like a young professionals network. So you sign up for this network, this community, and you get benefits from that. You know, percentages off of going to get your oil changed, or whatever it is. And so you've really created this membership of stuff that we already do, that we already need, that we already consume. And now instead of just maybe getting the discount or getting participation or becoming the member, I'm also getting rewarded, and the reward is an actual financial reward. I think that's the big difference.
It's a huge game changer, and a good analogy would be to use any of these networks that are currently out there. And then have yourself ask you a simple question: how much time am I spending on this particular network? And then ask yourself, did they pay me last week? I know it's a funny question, right? Because it seems counterintuitive. Wait a second, nobody does that, so why would this be? Ask yourself that question. Isn't that your time? Isn't your time valuable? Isn't your time
worth something?
Time is something you just can't recoup. Once it's spent, it's spent.
Right.
Because time is a currency.
So, Nick, I think the big elephant in the room is how in the world do I get paid? Why and why am I getting paid? And where does this money come from? Is it just like the lottery? I mean, where's it all coming from?
So just as the network is a real shift in philosophy, a different way of doing things. It's a real innovation at a social level. Right? We decided to do something else that is completely different as well. So the way that our organization works is very, very simple. It's a membership-based organization. So you are essentially buying a subscription that you're paying for every month. $5.95. So we made sure that it is well within the reach of people who say, if I pay that, do I get at least enough value out of it? So you pay $5.95, and in return for this money, you get a wide variety of benefits, like we discussed earlier. Right? So we can all agree that that money that is paid to the company is income to the network. The money comes in. Well, we've made a little change in the way things are done. We take 95%, right? 95%, and I keep saying this because people go, well, wait a second, how much? 95% of the money that comes in through membership, and we have some other things that are monetized within the network as well. The ability for our members to actually advertise themselves to the other members. So we take that money, and we take 95%, and we pay it back.
That's unheard of.
That's never been done before.
Is that sustainable for you as an organization?
It's sustainable because as an organization, we wanted to make sure that we were debt-free, that we weren't the type of corporation that was only trying to produce shareholder value because maybe we're a publicly traded company and everybody's just interested in, does our stock go up? We wanted to be an organization that really was for the members, by the members, understanding that if it does really, really well, which is really just measured in how many members worldwide do we have that use our services and our benefits, is it so strange in today's world, in this socially connected world, to say, we're just going to give most of it back? Because why would you not reward
the people who are building your platform
that made you successful?
That's huge.
Let me give you an interesting analogy without mentioning names. Saying that tongue-in-cheek, by the way. So imagine that there is a network out there. And this network is incredibly popular, and it has a lot of people. And they make a lot of money. How do they make money? They do an awful lot of advertising using an awful lot of information that's available to them because of other people's participation.
Because the users are out there giving them that information.
But let's just say for a second that this particular network makes about $10 billion in a particular quarter of the year.
Yeah.
That's a good chunk of money. Would
Yes,
you agree with me?
I'd agree with you.
And certainly that would make this company quite successful. What do you think would happen if this company would one day come out and say, you know what, we've had a change of heart. We truly believe that we want to do something for the people who are on our network. So, the $10 billion we just made, we're going to take $9.7 billion of that and we're going to give it back to all of them.
Sweet. I'm in.
What do you think is going to happen to that company?
They're not going to be around very long.
They're not going to be around, right?
Yeah.
Because all of the stakeholders in that company, all of the investors
all the
in
venture
that company,
capitalists, everyone who's backed it.
They're going to say,
there's
wait
no
a
way.
sec, this is not why we invested in this company. We invest in this company to make money.
Right.
And therefore, whether it's a services company or a social company, any company that has a traditional format cannot really play this game.
They can't operate that way.
No, they can't.
No.
The way we operate is say, can we sustain our operations, technology, data centers, everything we do to support our organization with the 5% that we keep?
Wow.
And the answer is absolutely.
Yeah.
There's no question about it, because everything that scales becomes cheaper anyway.
Of course.
Right? So now you take the rest of the money and you give it back to the people. What do you think is going to happen when a member realizes that for the first time ever, they're involved in a social endeavor, doing the things they already do, and they get paid for it by the very company with whom they participate?
I'm going to use the platform.
You're going to use the platform.
And I'm going to use it a lot.
You're going to use it a
and
lot.
I'm going to tell a lot of other people about it.
All right. Now, the level of your participation is entirely determined by you.
Yeah.
So that makes the network...
Right, so you're not telling me that I have to post 18 times today.
Correct. Exactly.
I can choose to.
I'm not telling you to buy anything.
Yeah, and you're not telling me to do anything that I don't do already,
No.
right? I'm already going on these platforms.
And listen,
I'm already...
we're getting this question a lot. All right? Sometimes people look at our organization and say, okay, so you're rewarding people and people tell other people, just like when they refer another great restaurant to somebody else. Right? But they're looking for this catch. Like, what's the catch? There's a catch.
There's always a catch.
How much product do I need to buy every month? How many people
do I need to subscribe?
Bring in? We're not into any of that. Right? Remember what I said earlier. We are a company that has a subscription to a whole bunch of benefits for you. If you become a member of the ORU family and you pay $5.95 a month and you would never tell a soul about it, you would still have all of the benefits.
Yeah.
Very similar to you having a subscription to Netflix.
Yeah.
You pay, I don't know what it is these days,
right.
But
so I pay the $10 a month. It doesn't matter if I watch one show or 1,000 shows.
Right.
So it doesn't matter my level of participation.
Netflix doesn't care if you told 60 people about
or nobody.
Netflix or nobody.
Doesn't matter.
Right? And I think the reason why you should do things that way is because it creates a level playing field.
Yeah.
You're not forcing people to do something that they're maybe not even capable of doing.
Yeah.
And you also don't tell them, if you don't, you're not going to get this.
Yeah.
Because now it becomes unattainable for most people to succeed. It is not about you succeeding in ORU. It's about you doing everything you already do.
But getting your
We're just helping
fair
you out.
share. Yeah. So I want to talk about the benefits of membership, because I think this is huge, right? So I'm a member right now, and I'm paying my $5.95 a month.
Yes.
Right? What is membership? What am I entitled to? So I get access now to this social platform. I get access to getting rewarded for my actions. But what else? What else?
Many things. As a matter of fact, this is one of the really exciting aspects of this network. So think of the network as this. As this ecosystem, right? And within this ecosystem, or think of it like a city, or even a country, if you will, where all these services and all of these products are available to you, but because the ecosystem continues to grow, more and more of these products and services are available to you.
Yeah, so what we're sharing today doesn't even scratch the surface on what's going to happen.
No, not at all. But
90 days from now, 6 months from now, a year from now.
Exactly, but even what we have today is significant.
Right, and so what you wanted to do, and I'm going to have you go through some of these benefits in a second. For $5.95 a month, if I never use a social platform, if I never get paid back for going on there and using it, I'm getting more benefit.
Yes.
than my $5.95 a month. That's the goal. Is you have so many member benefits.
Absolutely the goal.
Yeah.
And we cannot be the ones that tell you that is true. Okay.
Right.
You are the one that says, you know, that $5.95 is almost inconsequential
to everything that I get as a member.
And I'll give you a great example for that.
Sure.
We have ORU Travel.
Okay.
Which is our travel benefit.
We like traveling,
yeah,
right? We like to vacation.
Huge, huge. I think it's one of the largest, if not the largest, single commercial endeavor in the world. Something like multiple trillions every year.
Right.
So people like to travel. I've never met anybody who really doesn't.
Yeah.
I have met lots of people who cannot travel. They don't have the resources to do that.
Right.
But I think everybody wants to get away.
Right. We all want to, whether we're waiting until retirement to do it, whether we're doing it with our family, whatever it is.
So let me give you an example.
Yeah.
So you're a member, all right, and you want to, travel, just locally.
Okay.
A hotel, you want to get away. Maybe you have a date night with your girlfriend.
Yeah, a little staycation or something.
Exactly. Yeah. And you go and book a hotel. Just forget the airplane, forget anything else. Just stick with the hotel for a second.
Yeah.
And let's say that this hotel normally has a price of $100 a night.
Okay.
Right? But through our platform, our travel platform, ORU Travel, you can get it for $45.
So that's nice.
That's a good deal, right?
I like it.
So let's say you book that for 3 nights.
Yeah.
Because it's a staycation, right? You would like to go a little bit longer, but 3 nights. So in 3 nights, you would have saved about $180.
Yeah.
That you normally would not have. How much are you paying for your monthly membership again?
$5.95.
$5.95. So
you basically pay for a year's worth of membership.
There you go. And I just gave you a travel benefit. That's all.
Yeah.
Right? So all these benefits that we have a component to them that when you are done using them or as you're using them, you're never going to think about that.
The $5.95.
You're not.
What's one of the most underused member benefits that you wanted to have in this program that members really need to know about? Some members watching this right now, and they're like, you know what, Nick, I've used it for the travel. I'm using the debit card, which we'll talk more about in just a minute. We're on the social platform. What's an underutilized benefit that all members should know about?
Okay, so at this point, the most underutilized benefit is what we call our marketplace.
Okay.
All right. As a matter of fact, even the website is ORU Market.
Okay.
ORU Marketplace. The marketplace is our community gathering place. And think of it exactly as that, a marketplace. So what do you do in a marketplace? You talk to people.
Yeah.
You represent maybe a product that you have to somebody else.
Yeah.
Maybe you provide a service that you want somebody else to know about. So within the marketplace, people transact themselves.
Yeah.
That's what they do. That's why we have eBay. That's why we have an Amazon.
Yeah.
That's why we have the local flea markets.
Yeah.
People
markets. Yeah.
like to gather, and then as they gather, they are involved socially, and they of course like to sell something, or they want to buy something, or they want to trade something. We have that, and it's called our marketplace.
Yeah.
And within the marketplace, as part of your membership, you can take a product that you want to sell, a service that you're providing, or your store. If you're a restaurant, if you're a retail store, if you're a merchant, you can put that on the market.
Yeah.
Free of charge. You can post video, you can post photographs, you can post descriptions, you can negotiate price, with other members.
Yeah.
You can advertise to other members. All of these things you can do to really, within this marketplace, tell others, this is who I am, and this is what I have, and you may be interested in that.
Wow.
And here's the kicker. When you actually transact something in that marketplace, so let's say that you posted, this coffee mug.
Yeah.
Maybe you manufacture them.
Yeah.
And you've posted it within the marketplace, and somebody else buys that. That transaction is between you and the buyer. We take no commission.
All right, let me back up on that. Not even from the commission. So if I were just to sell this at my store, there's taxes, there are merchant fees, credit card fees, monthly processing fees. So, I sell this for $5, I might only keep $4.25,
Correct.
$4.50, whatever that is.
Yes.
In the ORU marketplace, I put this up there, I sell it for $5, I get $5.
You get $5. You get $5 now.
Wow.
Just be clear,
Yeah.
right? Because you just mentioned this.
Yeah, I'm trying to, taxes, yeah, exactly.
Right? Of course, when you sell that mug
right.
for $5, that $5 is income to you.
Correct.
And you
pay
probably
tax on
have
that.
an obligation,
yeah.
right?
And neither one of us are CPAs or play one on the
well, exactly. And we certainly don't don't pretend to give that advice.
Right.
But
for all intents and purposes, that transaction is a clean transaction.
It's a clean transaction, and what's important, and you just mentioned this, like merchant fees, that $5, if you transact that in our own internal payment system, which is called ORU Pay, see, another benefit.
Another benefit,
yeah. That you can use on the web, but you can use it on the smartphone as well, through the ORU app. There are no commissions or fees to be paid on that, and that's huge.
That is huge.
Yes.
Especially for a small business owner, or if you're just, just transacting between friends or whatever it is. I mean, that's more money in our pocket.
Well, and a lot of times it gets very onerous, right? By the time you add up all the fees and all the commissions, it's like, it's not even worth it.
Is it worth it?
Yeah. So it's and I would even say that the fact that we don't charge anything is a benefit.
Right. Yeah, benefit in and of itself. I'm going to jump around just a little bit, but with the ORU Pay, this is something that's really cool. So I know my wife is always hosting, wedding showers or baby showers or whatever it is at the house, and a couple girlfriends are going to split the food or the flowers or the decorations. And now you owe me $20 and she owes me $30 to pay everyone back.
Yes.
This is a great payment system just between friends to say,
perfect.
Hey, here's your $20 back. Here's your 30, like all of that stuff.
How
just
easy it is?
Infinitely
I'm leaning
easier.
forward here a little bit.
Yeah.
So, because we're grabbing.
Super professional, yeah.
We're grabbing this ubiquitous thing called a smartphone. And I can just show it to you right away. Right away, here's the app.
Yeah.
And everybody has a code. Right there it is.
Yeah.
The code. And if you are in a situation like you just said, all you would have to do is scan the code, pay them,
say
and you're done.
Yep, done.
Yeah, it's that fast.
Clean, just like that. And no transaction fees, things like that.
No commissions, no fees.
That's huge.
None of that. Yeah.
The other side of the world that's changing right now is just the banking system. It's becoming more and more difficult for everyday people, not just here in America, but all over the world, to get a bank account.
Correct.
And then access to things like one of these, because I got to go out to the store and I got to swipe this.
Yes.
Right? And so you have, when I joined ORU, became a member, this is the first thing that I saw.
Yeah.
I'm going to get one of these ORU Visa prepaid debit cards.
Correct.
Now I can transact anywhere all over the world. I'm not beholden to one of these big banks, and I'm not susceptible to what they're doing, what they're trying to do to me. I now have freedom of banking.
You have freedom of banking. This was a very important relationship that we created for a variety of different reasons.
Yeah.
But before I tell you about the benefit that it is, I need to give you a little bit of history.
Sure.
And we're going to just keep it local.
Okay.
Right here in the United States. Right? A lot of people don't know about this, but the most recent research bears this out. And this is research done by think tanks. It's research that's done by the banking system themselves.
Yeah.
Over 30 million Americans, do not have a bank account in this country.
That's crazy to me.
They have no bank. So
are they just going to get their check cashed?
These are working
type of folks.
Yeah, these are working people.
Yeah.
Who are paid in cash. Who are paid with checks that they have to go and take to a check cashing place.
Right.
We all know those.
Yeah.
And the reason why they have no bank account, for the most part, is because they cannot afford the fees associated with the maintenance of a basic checking account.
Wow.
They just cannot maintain a balance.
Yeah.
Because they live paycheck to paycheck.
Right. So if they put $100 in the bank, they're taking that $100 right away.
There's almost no benefit to the bank to give them an account.
Right.
Because they're always...
They can't earn any interest on your money.
They're always at the cusp of being overdrawn.
Yeah.
Right? And of course, if they don't have overdraft protection, which you pay for, then you're paying the enormous penalties for the overdraft.
Right, so they'd rather just pay the check cashing place, the extra percentages to get their money right then and there.
And these percentages are very high.
They're huge.
As well.
Yeah.
Right? So, don't you think that number, just that number alone, over 30 million, is staggering? It's a staggering number.
That's a big number. Yeah.
So, take that and put it in one box for a second. Now I'm going to give you another statistic.
Okay.
And this statistic is almost scarier. Over 72 million people in this country alone, if they do have a card, a debit card, and they would go to an ATM machine, they cannot take out $400. They don't have it.
Yeah.
This is a scary statistics. You're talking about tens of millions of people who, by the very nature of what I just said are living paycheck to paycheck to paycheck. They just don't have it.
Yeah.
You take those two together and you say there has to be a solution. There's got to be a solution for this. Right? So the ORU Visa prepaid card is another benefit that we give to our members.
Yeah.
When you become a member and you just pay the $5.95, one of the first things that you get, like you did,
Yeah. This card.
is this card
right
in
here.
the mail.
Yeah.
And when you got that card in the mail, yeah, I'm being a little presumptuous here.
Yeah.
But you probably looked at that card and said, well, that's a good looking card.
Yeah.
It's a good looking card.
It's black. It's a black
Yeah,
card.
black
Who doesn't
card.
want a black card, right? Yeah.
Our designers did a good job on that. But I would hope that you immediately got this sense of credibility as well. It's a Visa card.
It's a Visa card. Right.
Okay? So when you got that in the mail, especially if you've never had one before, I mean, you probably have a debit card or a bank card or a credit card. So when you got this, to you, this was a, wow, this is cool. I got another card.
But to 30 million people,
when they get a card that they've never been able to get before, is huge.
that's a big piece of pride and confidence and excitement.
It's amazing.
It's hope.
It's amazing.
Really.
It's like, you know what? I too can get something like this.
Yeah.
And then you have the card, and the card itself functions as a reward system. It's part of that participation.
Yeah.
So when you use the card, we reward you, not by giving you some miles or some points, but within our network, you actually get paid money.
Yeah.
And that money you can put on that card. And then that card, wherever in the world the brand of Visa is accepted,
Yeah.
you know, at merchants, at ATM machines, you can use it.
Yeah.
So it kind of becomes, I mean, think about it this way. Let's say that you do not have a bank account. You just don't have one for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Now you have the ORU Visa prepaid card.
Wow.
That you can put money on. Mm-hmm. And you can spend it anywhere Visa is accepted. Isn't that kind of now
A bank account.
a bank account?
Right.
So all of a sudden you're facilitating for these people something that they haven't had before.
So how easy is it to get money onto the card?
Oh, super easy.
Right, because I might be getting paid in cash, I might be getting just a check at the end of the week, you know, those kinds of things. Again, for these 30 million folks who are, let's call them unbankable.
Yes.
How do they get money onto the account, and how would you suggest that they use it in that regard?
A variety of different ways. And of course, you got to realize that everything we do, we want to keep it simple.
Yeah.
We don't want to overcomplicate things and make it so difficult for people to understand because they're just not going to do it.
Right.
So within the network, we have a very simple function called withdraw money.
Sounds pretty
And you
standard.
click on it and you say, I want to, put $5, $10, $20 on the card.
Yep.
You click submit, and right away the money is transferred to your card.
Just like that.
Just
Click
like
of a
that.
button.
Just like that. So you can use our ORU Pay system in and by itself, or you can take money within the ORU Pay system and just put it in your card.
That's amazing.
Not only that, it gets better. Now it gets better.
It gets better. Yeah.
So you have a card,
Yep.
and I have a card.
Yep.
Right? Like I said earlier, we have our own portal as well. So if you spend this card, you want to see the transactions.
Right.
Where did I spend money on my Visa
Just
card?
like a bank account, an online banking
Exactly.
account.
Yeah.
Same thing. Yeah.
You can actually go to your ORU Visa card portal, and I can take money from my card and send it directly to your card.
Wow.
No fees.
No fees.
No fees. So if you're in New York and I'm in Florida, and for whatever reason you say, listen, Nick, I need $20 for something.
Yeah.
Can you, in the past, maybe you send a check, or maybe you send like a Western Union transaction. So all you have to do is just type in their name and send the money. They get an immediate notification.
Wow.
Immediate notification.
So let's talk about this. We've been talking about U.S.
Yes.
But this has global implications as well, because there's so many people in the U.S. who immigrate here to get work, to send money back home.
Yes.
And like you said, maybe they had to Western Union it, or smuggle cash across, whatever they were doing, right?
Yes.
Now, with a click of a button, if I'm a member, you're working in the States, I'm over, somewhere in South America. With a click of a button, the money goes from card to card.
Yeah.
And now they have access to that money. That's a game changer.
Not only that, Western Union is actually a service provider for us.
Wow.
Yeah, so over 200,000 locations worldwide, Western Union is partnered in the process. Yeah, we really tried to build this network of collaboration that then translates into the benefit for the member.
Right.
And so far, it's just been it's been absolutely amazing. The popularity of the card is growing very, very quickly.
So let's talk about, we've talked about the 30,000 or 30 million unbankable folks. We talked about the other set who's kind of paycheck to paycheck, couldn't go to an ATM and take out $100, $200, $300.
Right.
What about the rest of the population? How would they use, you know, a kind of a prepaid card? Why would they want something like this?
Well, when you say the rest of the population here or elsewhere in the world?
Let's start with the U.S. and let's talk about the world. Yeah, right. So right here in the U.S.
So you have all of these different demographics, right? You have the people, like we just said, we kind of call them the unbankables.
Right.
You know, they, you know, they're at that kind of station in life where something like this is really helpful to them.
Yeah.
But we are a very large benefit network. So for people that are not in that group, we probably offer benefits that are better than the ones they have with somebody else that they're paying much more money for.
Right.
And I'll give you an example.
Sure.
There are, as you probably know, there are a lot of, just to stick with the prepaid card, there are other prepaid cards out there. And other, you know, debit card like products. And the reality is when you look at them and you compare them, they're not free.
Yeah.
And some of them are quite expensive. You can spend upwards of $10 to $15 a month to have these cards. Just the card.
Yeah, no other benefit.
No other benefits. Right? So if you have one of those cards, you may want to consider getting this one, pay much less, many more benefits.
Right.
And I think ultimately what's going to happen with the other people is they will simply look at this network and say, you know, this becomes as ubiquitous as my Netflix membership.
Yeah.
You know, or anything else where I just pay a small monthly fee. I am very happy with the benefits. It's a very explainable value proposition.
Yeah.
And why would I not do it?
Well, so one of the other cool things that I see as a parent is I don't necessarily want to give my kids my American Express account, you know, and have them go to town. But I could give them this that's preloaded so they can go to the movies, they can go to the restaurant, they can bring their friends out. And I could also, you know, if my kids were going over to your kid's house for the day, I could have this preloaded and you say, hey, I just bought some pizzas. Cool. Here's, you know, with a click of a button, I can send you the $10, $20 for pizzas. I mean, that's huge.
And as a matter of fact, my 18-year-old went to a theme park.
Yeah.
You know, with a bunch of friends, and you know, they saw some souvenirs that they wanted to buy, and she didn't have enough money on the card.
Yeah.
So it was literally as simple as you know, calling mom, and within, I think it was like 30 seconds.
Yeah.
She had some money on the card. Not only that, because we're also on the smartphone system through our ORU Pay, you can use that as well.
Wow.
Or you can take the money from your smartphone and put it on the card yourself. So yes, for young adults, this is really
huge.
Amazing.
Yeah,
amazing way,
back in our day, you know, if your dad gave you $20 and you ran out, you ran out.
You ran out.
Whether you needed help or not.
Well, I will tell you, I think that some people, you know, you call your parents and say, hey, listen, I need an extra 100. Your parent may actually say, why?
Why? What's going on? You know,
but it's a good. But it also teaches them.
Yeah.
And it educates them about finance and management.
Yeah.
You know, how do you manage your money?
Yeah.
And since everything is digital and everything is electronic.
Well, and now we can review it.
And you can review it.
You know, I can review it right online and see, you know, what they're doing and review it with them.
It teaches accountability, it teaches responsibility as well.
So let's talk about one thing we haven't touched on yet, but I do want to spend a minute on it, is security, privacy, all of that fun stuff that comes with money and banking and putting your information online. And, you know, we've heard the horror stories of, you know, from identity theft to breaches and all these things. If I'm putting my money, if I'm doing these transactions, am I going to be safe, secure, all that fun stuff?
You're going to be, this is Visa.
Yeah.
You know, we're actually covered by that enormous machine that is Visa, and our own internal system is so well protected. Most of the folks within our company have security backgrounds.
Yeah.
We've been dealing with cybersecurity. As a matter of fact, we have been ringing the alarm bell for quite some time that cyber intrusion and hacking was going to be something that people had to really take seriously.
Yeah.
And most people didn't. And that had resulted in the likes of Yahoo to Equifax being hacked. I mean, Equifax, over 100 million Americans, social security numbers, credit card numbers, addresses, payment information, credit information, just completely compromised.
It's bad, it's scary stuff.
And this is something that will not go away. So our entire network is built around a firewall of protection because we've been doing this for a very, very long time.
Good.
Yeah, so it's built from the ground up to protect people.
Good. And that's really what this is all about. I know that you have a very big vision of what this is
Yes.
and what it is going to be. And it's right there from your mission statement and your slogan says, we are changing the world and it starts with yours.
Exactly.
And I think that that's a big thing, right? We all have these grand ideas of wanting to change the world. We want to, whether it's in our community, whether it's going somewhere and helping some other folks. We've seen, terrible devastation over the last year in Puerto Rico and Houston, Texas, and people
look at California.
Look at California and the fires. Yeah, I mean, we all have these intentions to do good.
Yes.
But we're limited by resources. We're limited by the ability to take action, and we think somebody else is going to do it for us.
Yes.
Why do you think that? And why did you make the slogan that we're changing the world starting with yours? Why is it so important to start with the individual first?
Because exactly what you just said. I think you hit the nail right on the head. You go to most people, really anywhere in the world, and you give them this concept of we want to make the world a better place. Very few people will disagree with you. I'm sure there's some people out there.
There's some dictators, that
for
don't
the
quite
most
agree.
part,
Yeah, but
people will really want to help their
We want to make the
communities.
place a better place, for our kids, for our community, everything. Yeah.
So that's an argument that most people will agree with. There's just one problem with the argument. If your own world is not right, if it's not in order, if you are focusing really on just surviving yourself, then how can you really positively contribute to making the world a better place, even though you want to?
Right.
So the slogan, change the world, starting with yours, is really what we're all about. What we want to do is help change your world.
Yeah.
And then if we're successful and you're successful changing your world and your circumstances, then we can focus on the bigger picture. And that's why it's such a powerful statement. Change the world, starting with yours.
I know you have so many people who are out there using the card, using the member benefits. Give me a story or two of someone whose world has changed by being a part of the ORU community.
That's good. And let's emphasize again that we're a global organization. We are in 60 languages.
Wow. That's incredible.
We're in over 80 countries already, which is an amazing statement to kind of the universal appeal of what we're doing.
And driven by the people. That's the great part.
Everything is by the people. The times that I hear that ORU is a network for the members, by the members.
Yeah.
And it's very nice to hear because that's what we always wanted it to be. We wanted this to be much more of a movement than just a commercial enterprise.
Yeah.
But the question you ask is very, very relevant. Where are we making a difference? And where we're making a difference are on profound levels with that exact group that needs it the most. Not so long ago, we heard from this family, and the woman said, I've been a member, and I'm still wrapping my head around it a little bit. And there's so much to see and so much to participate in. But she said that she was able to take her kids to a meal at McDonald's for the first time in 4 years.
Wow.
Now, I like McDonald's like the rest, the rest of us. But this person took her family for dinner at a McDonald's because she could afford it. Those are the profound stories that we hear, because you know that just a little bit of extra money makes a big difference. I talked to somebody in the healthcare business not so long ago, and we were talking about how much it costs these days to be covered.
Yeah.
And with these premiums just going up and down and legislation and laws, we don't know what to make of things, and it's just very, very expensive. And he told me an interesting story. He says, most people budget these expenses down to the penny.
Yeah.
And when an expense is increased by as little as $10 a month, $10, they can't afford it. So if they had that extra $10, you're making a difference.
Yeah.
I think we will have a much greater impact on the segment of the population that really needs the help, while we're at the same time providing all of these great benefits to the people who want them, all the way to the people who are entrepreneurial and they like to build businesses and they want to be involved, and they will get rewarded as well. So we have something for everyone.
Yeah, I heard an incredible story of one of the teenagers using ORU, and he's out there on the social network and he's posting, he's getting some of his friends involved, and because of his social activity and the way he uses the platform, he now earned some rewards.
Yes.
And he actually took that reward money that he got and went out and bought uniforms for his school group.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
that's huge. He's not going out and blowing it on a party on the weekend. I mean, again, I think people inherently want to do good.
Yes,
but
I
they
agree.
need to have some of that motivation. They need to have a way to be rewarded because we don't know what to do. We think that the government's going to go build the roads and the infrastructures and all that. It happens.
Well, it doesn't teach them anything
Yeah.
either. I think if you give a proper incentive to somebody to succeed and you make it realistic,
Yeah.
they will.
They're not jumping through hoops. They're doing what they do
And
anyway.
kids, like this young man that you are talking about, what's interesting about this is that, again, this is the generation that already uses smartphones.
They're on it. They're attached to it.
They are
Yeah.
constantly connected. Now they're realizing, hey, I'm just doing what I'm already doing,
Yeah.
and now I get rewarded for it. And because they now start to understand this process, and they're being educated about this process, and they're telling their friends about it, and it is not very complicated. Download the app, sign up, use the benefits. It's pretty simple.
Yeah.
When they start seeing those rewards arrive,
Yeah.
the first time that happens,
That's exciting.
it's really exciting for them.
Yeah, and then whether it's going to taking your kids to McDonald's for the first time, buying school uniforms, treating yourself. There's nothing wrong with that either. You know, reward yourself because you're pumping money back into the economy. I want to talk about getting started with ORU.
Yes.
Right. So, what's the first step? How do I get started? Because we've talked about a lot of benefits. There's a lot of different ways that we can use it. No matter what they were interested in based on what we talked about today or on the website, they see the benefits, how does someone dip their toes in? How do they become a member? And then what's maybe the first couple things they should do when they become a member?
Well, we wanted to make the membership as easy as possible. So there's a couple of ways to do it really, really quickly. Number one, you can just download the app, from the App Store or from Google Play.
Okay, so that's on Apple or Google.
And the app is called ORU Market. Very, very
That's
simple.
easy. ORU Market.
Yep. ORU Market. And on that app, you can sign up.
Yeah.
You can
Simple.
register right there. Yeah. And the cool thing is if somebody told you about it, there is a way where on the membership sign up, you can say, well, this person told me about it.
Okay.
And we reward you for that as well.
Wow.
Which is really cool.
But you don't have to.
You don't have
right,
to.
That's the other thing,
Absolutely.
right?
You do not have to. There's no... We don't compel people to say, well, John told me about it.
Right.
No.
But if John did tell you about it, cool. Let everybody know that John told you about it.
And then we reward you.
Correct.
So again, it's an incentive to do it. You can go to the website, orumarket.com.
Okay.
And sign up there. Same process. Takes less than 30 seconds.
Yeah.
You can... I guess there's like 4 or 5 different ways you can do it, but those are
the two main ones.
To do it.
And at that level, is that where I'm signing up for the actual membership? Is that where I'm just dipping my toes in? Like what happens when I go to the app and create my account?
This is a great question, and we've had this before. So we didn't want to just say, if you become a member, you have to right away, immediately, become a member and pay
the
even though it's
$5.95.
only $5.95.
Yeah.
You may just want to be that person that says, you know what, I just want to look around a little bit. I want to window shop a little bit, right?
Yeah.
And you can do that. You can sign up for free.
Wow. So no money, no nothing.
No money.
Go to ORU Market, get the app, go to the website, free account.
Free. Not only that, right away you get benefits as well.
No.
You get benefits right away that are 100% free. We did that because I told you earlier we're a level playing field. And if you tell people, oh, we got all of this great stuff, but it's only accessible to you if you pay.
It immediately creates a barrier.
Yeah, you're being disingenuous. You're being a little hypocritical, right? Because what you're really doing is just plugging your network. So we didn't want to do that.
Yeah.
We want to say, sign up if necessary, or if you want to, sign up for free. And then if you like what you see, upgrade.
Yeah, and as soon as you upgrade, that's where you get the
card.
Visa debit card, and you start getting all these other benefits. You can start getting paid back on the card or in your wallet. I mean, it's amazing.
Yeah.
There's so many member benefits to joining ORU.
Yes.
I mean, we've gone through that. But the crazy thing is, you're not stopping. I think so many companies, they get complacent with member benefits, and this is just who we are. You really believe in that mission statement, that tagline that we talked about changing the world starts with you.
Yes.
And that's what you're doing.
That's what we're doing.
And you're doing a lot of really cool things. What are you excited about as this continues to grow?
So what we're trying to do is every quarter, every 3 months or so, we're trying to introduce something new, something that may be brand new or something we've actually worked on for years and years, and then finally bringing it to the table. So there are two things that we're particularly excited about because they're going to happen within the next couple of months. And the first one, I'm really just going to, I know you're going to say, don't tease too much, but I'm going to have to. So we're coming out very soon with a product called ORU Coin.
Okay.
I know what you're thinking. All right, and I'm not going to give too much away, but what I will tell you is that it is based on an entirely different set of metrics. It's actually quantum physics. We're taking literally a quantum leap here. I know this is
good tease. Good tease. I like it.
It's coming soon. Mm-hmm. It is a game changer. It is an absolute game changer, and everybody that is looking at that industry and that market right now very carefully, they are going to be amazingly surprised with the quality of this product, the ease of use, the accessibility on our existing payment network, our existing wallet network, and that's all I'm going to tell you about.
So become a member, so you're the first to know about ORU Coin. Yeah. But you said that there were two things that you're really excited about. So ORU Coin's one. What's the other thing?
Yes, the other thing is what we call ORU Score.
Okay.
And with ORU Score, we've done something that is really cool, and it really came from the younger people.
Okay.
Like this young man we discussed earlier, who became a member, became successful very quickly, and then was able to to buy things for his team. And what is an activity that a lot of these young people are involved in? Game playing.
Gaming. Yeah.
Right. And gaming has come such a long way. So we thought, can we do something that brings a little bit of a gaming experience into what we're doing as a network? So we came up with this concept and this technology called ORU Score. Mm-hmm. And ORU Score actually uses your participation that we are rewarding you for and turns it a little bit into a game. So you can actually see, what is my score?
Where you rank.
Am I doing great? Am I, kind of along for the ride here?
Yeah.
And the way that we do that makes it a real immersive, experience. And the cool thing about it is that when we do then reward everybody, they know it's because they may have had a little bit of a higher score or a lower score.
Yeah.
So that's coming as well, and also right around the corner. Beyond that, the greater excitement, of course, is the growth of the network.
Yeah.
The more people that are part of the ORU community and the family, the more people we help to live a better life.
Yeah.
And to help change their world. We as an organization will continue to develop new tools, new benefits, new exciting things that we will add, and you will never pay more.
Wow.
So
I love it. So if you are watching this right now, if you're one of the 30 million unbankable Americans, if you have relatives overseas that you need to share money with, if you need something, a safe, secure way to share money between friends, your kids, anyone right now, ORU membership, joining the ORU community is for you. There's a lot of ways that you can go and sign up, but I'll mention the two very easy ones for you right now. Go grab this guy. You already have it. It's probably in your hands right now. Go to the App Store, whether you're on Android or iOS, and download the ORU Market app. It's ORU Market. Search for it, download it, sign up for free. Sign up for free, and if you want to upgrade, upgrade. But right now, just play in, dip your toes, window shop. You can also go to orumarket.com, and you can sign up there as well. Both free for you to really see what's going on and be a part of this community. I think that's the big thing. It's the community that's going to make this thing great. It's the other people. It's the marketplace. It's, everybody in there adding their social experiences and getting rewarded for it at the end of the day. ORU Market on your smartphone, orumarket.com on the web. Nick, this has been an incredible time. Thank you so much for sharing with us.
And thanks for having me. Absolutely.
Yeah. Can't wait to hear your stories of your ORU membership, being a part of the community. Make sure you send them to us. Make sure you send them to Nick, and we will see you real soon.